Yeah, everybody, it's Brett. Thanks for dropping by my channel. So today I wanted to go over some book mail with all of you. I haven't done one of these in a while. So I wanted to touch on a few books that piqued my interest and maybe will pique yours as well. So let's go. All right. So first off, there's a couple books that I had received that are on the Women's Prize long list. I've read five of those. I've read four of those books so far. I'm reading the fifth one from that list right now, which I'll talk about in 1 second. But the two books that I received, the first one is Soldier Sailor by Claire Kilroy, which is already out has been out in the UK and is set to be released here June 4th in the US. It's so funny because I'd been hearing so much about this book and so many people who were so in love with it. And I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm just going to order it. So I had ordered it from the UK. And the day it arrived, I got a copy from Scribner for the US. So thank you, Scribner. And I sent my UK copy to my sister. But this is about an exquisite and provocative exploration of motherhood that reads with the pace of a thriller and is filled with astute and witty observations from award-winning Irish author Claire Kilroy. In her wildly acclaimed new novel, Claire Kilroy takes readers deep into the early days of motherhood, exploring the clash of fierce love with a seismic shift in identity. Kilroy conjures the raw, tumultuous emotions of a new mother as her marriage strains and she struggles with questions of equality, autonomy, and creativity. My friend Liz over on Bookstagram just finished this and she said she was literally weeping at the end. And that is kind of all I need to know that, yes, this is going to be a book that Brett will probably completely be absorbed in, as well as the Irish. So I'm really excited to read this. The other book that I just received, another book from the long list, is River East, River West by Aube Lescure. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is out in both places. This came out January 24th here. Set against the backdrop of developing modern China, this mesmerizing literary debut is part coming-of-age tale, part family and social drama, as it follows two generations searching for belonging and opportunity in a rapidly changing world, perfect for readers of Behold the Dreamers, White Ivy, and The Leavers. So this sounds really good. I gotta be perfectly honest. I don't love this cover and I don't think it really gives me anything. I've just heard from some people that it's really well done and that the audio is great. So I'm actually going to do the audio when I finish, speaking of Women's Prize long list, this, which I'm doing on audio and following along with the book, Brotherless Knight. I have to tell you guys, this is incredible. I'm about 105 pages, almost 110 pages in. This is set during the early years of Sri Lanka's three-decade civil war. Brotherless Knight is a heart-rending portrait of one woman's moral journey and a testament to both the enduring impact of war and the bonds of home. It's about this young girl who's very smart and her three brothers, two of which are older, one is younger, and one of their neighbors, their friends, his name is Kay. He is also, they're all very smart and setting out to be doctors. When this war is taking place, oh my gosh, it's just, the writing is fantastic. It's heartbreaking. It's so compelling. It's incredibly well narrated. If this had been written, if I read this year, if this came out this year, I'm certain this would be on my best books of 2024. That's the year, yes. It's everything that I love in a book, and it's just great characters. You're immediately sucked in. There's such an emotional component to this, as well as just the backdrop of the story. It's I can't say enough. I'm really loving this. Okay. I think you'll notice. I know you guys so much of the time. I'm telling you about books that are about to come out rather than books that have already come out. I feel like this is a mix of things that are out and everything I've just showed you. You can get now. So I just want to say that I'm aware of the fact that a lot of the things I post sometimes are things that are about to come out. So I apologize for those of you who want to get it immediately, but hopefully it will inspire you to say, "Oh my God, let me pre-order that book," and I really want to get it. Um, I say that because this book is not out yet. Fire Exit by Morgan Talty, and this is out June 4th. And thank you for Tin House for this. Morgan Talty wrote Night of the Living Res, which I didn't actually read, so I'm very excited for this one. It says, "The blood that came out of me was blood that ran through her veins. It's strange. All blood looks the same, yet it's different, we're told, in so many various ways and for so many various reasons. But one thing is for certain, I thought. You are who you are, even if you don't know it." From the porch of his home, Charles Lamassoure has watched the life he might have had unfold across the river on Maine's Penobscot Reservation. On the far bank, he caught brief moments of his neighbor Elizabeth's life, from the day she came home from the hospital to her early 20s. But there's always been something deeper and more dangerous than the river that divides him from her and the rest of the tribal community. It's the secret that Elizabeth is his daughter, a secret Charles is no longer willing to keep. From the award-winning author of Night of the Living Res, Morgan Talty's debut novel, Fire Exit, is a masterful and unforgettable story of family, legacy, bloodlines, culture, and inheritance, and what, if anything, we owe to each other. It sounds great. I'm excited. Okay, this is, thank you to MCD Books for this thriller. Tell Me Who You Are. This also comes out June 4th by Louisa Luna. It says the silent patient meets Gone Girl in this sharp psychological thriller about a psychiatrist with a shocking past and her dangerous new patient. The Brooklyn psychiatrist, Dr. Carolyn Strange, is certain she knows what's best for her patients, her family, and pretty much everybody else. But that all changes when a troubled young man arrives for his appointment and makes a pair of alarming confessions. "I'm going to kill someone, and I know who you really are." Harrowing, unpredictable, and compulsively readable, the award-winning author of Louise Luna's Tell Me Who You Are is an utterly gripping psychological thriller that begs the question, can a person ever outrun their past? I think that sounds really, really, really fun. This could be a total fun summer beach read. Comes out June 4th again. Tell Me Who You Are. Speaking of thrillers, Wolf at the Table by Adam Rapp. This is out now. I didn't know much about this, and to be honest, I haven't seen much of this anywhere on any of the book's socials. So, this wonderful bookstagrammer, she reached out to me and said, "I have a copy if you'd like it," because I was posting about it and said, "I can't wait to get this." And I was going through Pango every day to see if anyone had put a copy up of it. The Corrections meets We Need to Talk About Kevin in this harrowing multi-generational saga about a family harboring a serial killer in their midst, from a Pulitzer Prize finalist. As late summer 1951 descends on Elmira, New York, Myra Larkin, 13, the oldest child of a large Catholic family, meets a young man she believes to be Mickey Mantle. He chats her up at a local diner and gives her a ride home. The matter consumes her until later that night when a triple homicide occurs just down the street, opening a specter of violence that will haunt the Larkins for half a century. As the siblings leave home and fan out across the country, each pursues a shard of the American dream. Myra serves as a prison nurse while raising her son Ronan. Her middle sisters, Lexi and Fiona, find themselves on opposite sides of class and power. Alec, once an altar boy, is banished from the house and drifts into oblivion. As he becomes an increasingly alienated loner, his mother begins to receive postcards full of ominous portent. What they reveal and what they require will shatter a family and lead to a devastating reckoning. This sounds incredible. This sounds incredible. And I'm going to really try. I just got the audio for my library, and I'm going to try to do it this month. So I will have a full report for you all. But I think it sounds great. And that's out now. This is not out yet. This will be coming out in June. Lula Dean's Little Library of Banned Books. As an owner of a little library, I can say I'm very excited for this. Kirsten Miller wrote The Change. I don't know if any of you read that, which was a very kind of feminist and female empowering novel about a group of women who take revenge on a group of men with a little bit of magic involved. It's a little bit like The Witches of Eastwick. I thought it was a really fun read. This is the provocative and hilarious summer read that will have book lovers cheering and everyone talking. Kirsten Miller, author of The Change, brings us a bracing, wildly entertaining satire about a small southern town, a pitched battle over banned books, and a little lending library that changes everything. So it sounds like a great summer book. It sounds like a fantastic shout out to not only little libraries everywhere, but the ridiculousness of the banned books brigade and the Million Moms and all these freaks who are trying to get books banned everywhere. So excited for this one. Next is Clear by Carys Davies. Have not read anything by her, but, and this is just a little slip of a novel, the comparisons I've seen a lot of this to are to The Colony, which I was obsessed with The Colony. And so this seemed like a no-brainer to me. Near the end of the Scottish clearances in which communities of the rural poor were driven from their home by landowners, an impoverished minister takes a job evicting a farmer despite his own misgivings and his wife's disapproval. John travels to a remote island where he is tasked with expelling the last remaining resident, a man named Ivar, who has been living there alone for decades. Shortly after he arrives, John falls down a cliff and knocks himself unconscious. Ivar finds him and, without knowing why the stranger has come to his island, takes him home to tend to his wounds. Soon the two men, divided by language, experience, and culture, begin to form a tentative friendship, while from hundreds of miles away, John's wife, Mary, begins to worry and sets off to find him. Unfolding within a time of tremendous upheaval, this astonishing novel takes on the interplay between language and place and the surprise of an unexpected connection. Stunning, unpredictable, always hovering just on the edge of tragedy, Clear is an unforgettable narrative of resilience, change, and hope. I think it sounds great. I love this cover. Can you see a little teapot there? So really excited to read this. And the final book that I got, which came out this week in the US, is The Fellowship of Puzzlemakers by Samuel Burr. This sounds delightful in the way that the Richard Osman books sound delightful. Let me read you a little bit. An extraordinary, gloriously uplifting novel about the power of friendship and the puzzling ties that bind us. Clayton Stumper is in his 20s, but he dresses like your grandpa and fusses like your aunt. Abandoned at birth on the steps of the Fellowship of Puzzlemakers, he was raised by a group of eccentric enigmatologists. He was raised by a group of eccentric enigmatologists and now finds himself among the last survivors of a fading institution. When the esteemed crossword compiler and main maternal presence in Clayton's life, Pippa Allsbrook, passes away, she bestows her final puzzle on him, a promise to reveal the mystery of his parentage and prepare him for a life beyond the walls of the commune. So begins Clay's quest to uncover the secrets surrounding his birth, secrets that will change Clay and the Fellowship forever. The Fellowship of Puzzlemakers is pure joy. It is a story of love and family and what it means to find your people, no matter what age you are. So I think this sounds like, the feel-good book of spring. So I'm really looking forward to this one. So that's it, guys. A small collection of books for you today. Let me know what looks interesting to you and if you've read any of them. I hope you are all doing well. And as always, thank you for dropping by, and I will see you all soon.